Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing series 2 of Swarm. In this series, it starts out with Drea, who is in a new city, I guess, dancing in some strip club. She's dancing in a strip club, not really dancing, but fake dancing, honey, child. And Miss Drea is just doing her thing, and looks like she's looking for somebody. So she ends up doing her little dance and going off stage, and then she meets this girl named Haley. And Haley is a girl who, the strippers was in there trying to tell Drea that she wasn't doing a good job and she was going to get them fired. Well, basically, she was going to get the club shut down dancing like that. But Haley told Drea that she was doing pretty good and don't worry about those people. So the storyline goes on where Drea goes home, and she's not really home. She's living in some motel, but she's definitely looking through her phone. And her phone seems to be the most important asset to her, because she's looking through this phone and she's trying to find the people who said anything bad about her girl Naja. She's still obsessed with Naja. She's got pictures on the wall of Naja. She's got pictures on the wall of her sister who had passed away. And she's living in this hotel. And then I say it's nasty. But Drea doesn't really take to Haley too well. She's looking at Haley like Haley crazy. Haley came to the hotel, knocked on the door, got in a fight with her boyfriend, and she came and asked to, kind of like befriended Drea. But Drea seems to just keep staring at her and looking at her. Long story short, Drea and Haley ended up going to a cafe, and Haley offered to feed her. Drea has some sort of obsession with food. She really likes food, but looks like she didn't have much food because, she ain't making much money at no strip club. So it looks like Haley hits it off with Drea, and she feels some sort of connection with her, and she wants to, be friends with her. And she asked her to take her home so she can get her stuff, go and take her boyfriend some food. But she asked Drea to go inside with her because she was a little afraid, because they were coming from strip club. I guess it's the next day. So Drea goes on inside and meets the boyfriend, and the boyfriend's all cussing and stuff and acting all crazy and throwing stuff and throwing the hamburger like he ain't wanted it, he wasn't interested in it. And Haley just sitting there looking crazy like she okay with getting the abuse. But Drea just said, "Can I use your bathroom?" and went in the bathroom just so she could look at her phone, plug her phone in, and just look through her phone. So Drea continued to go on through her phone, and she heard them arguing, and she came out. And as they was arguing, Haley was like, "Oh, I'm out of here." So Drea let them argue, and she eased on out the door and went on back home. But when she got home, Haley was already in her apartment, in the hotel apartment, and was laying up in the girl bed like she lived there, and was like, "Okay, I just have to take a break from him. You know how it goes." And Drea was just looking at her like she's crazy and let Haley sleep. So Haley was sleeping, and Drea was sitting there looking and just staring at the child. So Drea ends up getting up and leaving. She leaves the hotel and leaves Haley there sleeping. But while she leaves the hotel sleeping, she goes back to Haley's house where the boyfriend is. And as she going back to the house, she breaks in the house. And honey, child, when I tell you, Drea hit that man across the head. And when she hit him across the head, she really did some damage. So she went on ahead and did what she had to do, took him out. But then the odd thing about it, she went in the refrigerator and started eating. Things got a little weird there. Drea started cleaning up, moving the body out, and took the man outside and started to bury him. And lo and behold, Miss Haley pops up. Haley pops up and starts to help her, tell her, "Okay, we got a shovel over here. We gonna do what we gotta do." And as they doing this, they start laughing and kicking the man and laughing and kicking the man. And then she puts him in the little thing and starts to cover him up. And then Haley just kept talking about, "We can move here, we could go here, we could do this and we could do that." Then Drea got this look in her eyes, but Drea wasn't having it. So Drea decides, "Oh, we ain't gonna do nothing." Out of nowhere, she pulls out a little pow, and Miss Haley is gone, honey. So she ended both of them right there, right then and there. And she went on back to the hotel and act like nothing happened. The next day, Drill went on ahead and went back to the strip club where she was working, and everybody was talking about how Haley didn't come into work and stuff, and they were looking for Haley, but not really, so they didn't know. They just figured she was just not there. Haley had told Drill that she would teach her how to dance better, but Drill seems to be pretending like she was Haley when she got on that stage and was dancing well and kept on dancing. But after she got through dancing, the other girls in the back asked Drill, did she want to make some extra money? And Drill said yes. So Drill ended up going with them. And she said, I'll just be your driver. And she drove them to wherever they wanted to go. So they went to this party, and it was supposed to be this party with some college kids, and they were going to make a few extra bucks, and it was wild in there. They were getting down. Everybody was wild, having them a good old party with these here strippers, and Drill was just sitting on the couch just chilling, just eating her food or eating a chip, and I guess she got sick and tired of it, so she decided to get up and go into the next room. Drill met some boy in there, some weirdo, and ain't nothing really happened. Drill just ate her food while he did whatever he was gonna do and went on by her business. But then the other stripper came in there, and next thing you know, they got into altercation. So I wouldn't really say it was an altercation, but as they was driving along, Drill was taking everybody back on home, and they was on this long, dark road, and they was driving through the dark road, and as they drove through this here long, dark road, it ended up being that the car broke down. And so they were getting ready to try to change the tire. And not only did the car break down, the tire was flat. So they was trying to change the tire. And keep in mind, it was Drill's car. So she was riding along in it. So when they went to go to get ready to change the tire, all of the girls were standing around. And one girl said, well, I know how to change the tire. And then when she said, I know how to change the tire, she said, okay, I'll just go to the trunk and get the spare tire. And Drill was like, no, you're not going in there. So the girl was like, what you mean? What is it, some kind of dead body in there? And Drill was like, started laughing, acting all crazy. And everybody looking at her like she was crazy. So this man pulled up as they was getting ready to go to the trunk. She stopped him from getting in the trunk. And lo and behold, it was the man that Bria was actually looking for through her social media page, because he was the one who was talking bad about Naja, and his name was Reggie. And he stopped, and everybody was like, well, we stuck out here in the middle of nowhere. He was like, well, y'all in a dangerous place. I can call somebody, or I could tow y'all to my house. So Drill was really insistent on him towing them to the house, and they went on to his house and sat down and cooking food, and it was about morning by the time they got there. And he was very hospitable and very nice to them. And Drill was looking all around. He had a son. He had some other kids. And she was looking at the pictures and just looking and staring at him. And meanwhile, they kind of, rested, tried to rest there. And as he was fixing the car, he was out there fixing the car for them. And he continued to fix the car. And doing all this process, Drill was scoping the place. Well, when the car got fixed, it was the next morning. It was bright and sunny. So everybody was getting ready to go, and they was glad to leave and thanked him for being hospitable and thanked him for being on their merry way. But Drill got out the car and said, oh, no, I got to go back in here, and I got to go use the bathroom. But she didn't go in there to use the bathroom. She went right in there and tried to attack the man and tried to hit him across the head. But the man got the upper hand on Miss Drill. And when he got the upper hand on her, he was in there just choking her because she was trying to hurt him. So he was like, oh, no, this ain't finna happen. And Miss Drill was in there struggling. But then came the strippers. The other girls came in. When they came in, they tried to stop the altercation. And as they tried to stop the altercation, one of the girls took out one of them little pow-pows, and he was gone. So when she got through with him, everybody looked and they didn't know what to do. So they was like, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. So everybody got out of there. Drill left them first. She got out of there. As soon as she got up, she left. And everybody went to the door, and Miss Drill was driving off and left them cold right in the dust, honey. And that was the end of episode 2. Although Miss Drill left them, they was left there with the man, and they needed to call the police, but they really didn't know what to do. So I don't know, y'all. We're going to see what's going to happen in episode 3. But Miss Drill is really on a rampage around here, taking out all these people. And nobody really knows why she's doing all this stuff, taking out these people. So I have no idea what's going on with Miss Drill, but Miss Drill has gone mad. So if you enjoyed the contents of this review of this video in this series episode number 2, stay tuned for episode number 3. I don't know about y'all, but things getting a little wild on Swan. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. Thank you. See you on episode 3.